So my name is Kristi Thompson, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. So I have both a private practice, a virtual private practice, as well as I work for the Savannah College of Art and Design as a mental health therapist for the students. My dad passed away in April of 2023 after a 14-year journey with cancer. And then I was diagnosed with cancer in October of 2023. And I was diagnosed with stage 3 lobular invasive breast cancer. And initially, I knew that something was off. I had found a lump on my skin, and then everything started just moving pretty quick. So being a mental health counselor, I was actually doing a trauma training in September of 2023, and right when I was trying to get the diagnostic mammogram scheduled. So I just noticed just a lot of annoyance and frustration and anxiety coming up for me during that trauma training. And then as soon as I got the diagnosis, the cancer diagnosis, just noticed that fear and uncertainty. And I felt it physically, like my nervous system was just completely dysregulated. So I knew then that I needed myself to be able to process this, to just look at it realistically, to sit with somebody who could sit with me and process. So I quickly found a therapist and worked through the journey myself. I recently did a trauma training with an EMDR therapist who said that cancer is really an ongoing traumatic stress, because there's the initial diagnosis that brings up that trauma, then there's the surgery, then there's the chemo, then there's the radiation, and then every 6 months I still go in for scans. And so it's constantly being brought up. So it is an ongoing traumatic stress. So staying flat wasn't the initial decision for me. Initially, when I first met with the breast cancer surgeon, the plan was to reconstruct immediately. So I met with the plastic surgeon as well. And then once they discovered the extent of the cancer, just how big it was and how much they were going to have to take, plus they knew that I was going to have to do radiation, they recommended that I wait until after radiation to consider reconstruction, because they weren't sure how much skin I would have. So after all of that, really after my mammogram, I decided, one, I just didn't want any more surgery. And two, I was starting to really feel comfortable with my body and comfortable being flat. There's a lot of pros to being flat. So just decided to stay. So there's so much taken away from you during cancer, and the choice to stay flat to me represented focusing on my own health and what's best for me, regardless of what society says that women should look like. And so for me, staying flat is healthier for me. There's just a lot more freedom. There's a lot of things I don't have to worry about. And it gives me the choice. Like, I can wear fake boobs when I want to. So sometimes I'll have that, discussion in my head. Like, does this opportunity, does this experience warrant wearing boobs or not? And so I get that freedom to do that. Accepting my body now means really being grateful for health, being grateful for the opportunities that I do have, and just really appreciating what my body can do as opposed to what I don't have or what it can't do. If I don't have something specific to work toward, it's a goal that just is easily pushed aside. I'll walk tomorrow, I'll run tomorrow. So being disciplined, signing up for a race represented something I really had to work toward, and that I needed to work toward on the daily basis, or I wasn't going to make it. So emotionally, training for the Triple Crown met several goals. One, it was a very supportive environment. I trained with my local YMCA and a local women's running group called She Runs This Town. So it was very empowering to train with other everyday runners. And then two, every time I crossed the finish line, it was just this sense of accomplishment. And it started with a 5K, right? So you build up to 3 miles, and then it was a 10K, and then it was a 15K. And the distances kept growing, which just kept increasing my sense of accomplishment and increasing endurance and the ability to persevere. So going through cancer really helped me to understand my clients who are also facing uncertainty and vulnerability in that, zigzag of health. And it gave me a sense of not only what they were going through, but also a sense of purpose and resolve, and just really wanting to communicate their own resilience and their worth and their value, and that need to be brave. I mean, sometimes life is hard and we have to go through hard things. And going through cancer helped me to embody that we can do hard things, but also to communicate that to my clients, that they can do hard things. So being vibrant after 40 to me means being grateful. Grateful for my health, grateful for what my body can do, grateful for support in community, and it means not caring as much or not worrying about what other people say is beautiful.